And welcome to episode 124 of the most must-see show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter, north, south, east, west, backwards, frontwards, sideways, any direction you can possibly think of.
I'm trying.
You're trying. You can't.
I can't.
I
literally can't.
It's impossible. It can't be done.
The Magic 8 Ball knows. Is there another way?
The Wrestling Connection. I'm your host.
It says, the Magic 8 Ball says there is another way.
Ah, really?
It says it is decidedly so, but it won't tell me.
Of course it won't. Again, welcome to the Wrestling Connection. I am your host, your connection to the wrestling world, your pontiff of professional wrestling, your fedorable felon, Ken Hill, at your service, bringing you all the news in pro wrestling today. Alongside me is the infamous Mr. Greg Dolan, the eponymous Mr. Nick.
The eponymous, I like it.
And, of course, the off-screen but always adorable intern, Maria.
And then don't forget Julie. She's here in spirit.
Yeah,
And with us in spirit, the current Big Four pay-per-view champion, Miss Julie Andresian, who will be in next week for our Battleground pay-per preview.
And Ken, welcome back to the man that was never gone. Mr.
Welcome
Hill.
back to the band.
Welcome back, Ken.
Welcome back. Thank you. For those who have been checking out my Facebook the last few days, I've been going through some trying times with
That's
what
good, yeah.
turned out to be a blood clot, deep vein thrombosis, something that's actually very prevalent on my mom's side of the family. However, doctors did release me a couple of days ago. I've been recovering very, very well at home. I've been up and about, but also keeping myself well rested. And the good news is they did not count doing a TV show as strenuous activity, although
I guess they didn't know me.
yeah, if they didn't know Greg, I'm not sure if they would have let me
It's
do
very,
it. But,
very strenuous, this activity.
thankfully,
the 8 Ball says you'll be fine, Ken.
the wisdom of the Magic 8 Ball
Yes,
puts
yes.
so much relief in my heart. I will be allowed to continue doing the show for the summer and beyond. So, bully for us! Yay! All right. So, like I said, I like to send a shout out to all my friends and family. Thank you for all the well wishes. Just to let you know, I am doing fine, and I hope to make a speedy recovery in the next 3 to 6 months. Anyway, moving on from that. This past week, we had some interesting fallout from Raw. First, to start the top the show, we had a Battle Royal determining the #1 contender for Miz's Intercontinental Championship at WWE Battleground. And a shocking winner came out of this. One I honestly hadn't been expecting. I honestly thought that it was going to be Apollo Crews going into it, but lo and behold, making his his Bob Backlund saddle debut, Darren Young wins about Battle Royal, surprisingly, in a very rare instance where he was not involved in the end of the Battle Royal. It came down to him, Apollo Crews, and I believe Baron Corbin. Corbin and Crews actually ended up eliminating each other, leaving Young in the ring all by himself. So Darren Young, the #1 contender to Miz's Intercontinental Championship. Now, I don't know if this is basically just kind of like an interim opponent for Miz, if they're building up someone else here, or if they're really gonna go full hog with this whole revamped Darren Young, let's make him great again storyline. I mean, it remains to be seen. Seems like they're serious with the way they had him stand up to Miz this past Thursday on SmackDown, and how Miz basically backed down. So this is a new Darren Young, we'll see how things turn out. We still have another week until Battleground to really kind of get the wheels going on this feud. Now, aside from that, I mean, you had usual build up towards Battle. You had usual pay-per-view build up here. I mean, obviously, you had the Club feuding with Enzo, Cass, and John Cena. You had Rusev accepting Zack Ryder's challenge for United States Championship at Battleground, so we'll see that as well. Really, the big story of Raw. I mean, aside from the new commissioner for Raw and SmackDown being named, was the announcement that there was going to be a WWE Championship match next Monday, the night before the draft on the first live edition of SmackDown. Now that's going to feature Dean Ambrose defending the WWE Championship against Seth Rollins. Now
Go Ambrose.
That will be It will be interesting to see. I mean,
I'm gonna bet you $1 million that match lasts longer than the one that happened. The 30 seconds.
I think that's kind of obvious. I mean,
Okay,
unless
But
unless
hey,
they go
I put
unless
that
they
bet.
go with a shocking DQ finish right off the bat, if it's still a setup for Rollins to get one up on Ambrose, but because we've
No
seen
contest?
that before. Like there'll be like impromptu title challenges, and then like seconds of the match, there'll be like a blatant disqualification. Getting a little technical interference right there. Having a little picture trouble there, Greg.
No, I think it looks good.
Oh, okay.
I can see us.
Oh yeah, it was getting a little. It's a little grainy over there. That's all.
Look, can you see my trick?
Yeah. Ooh, nice. I'm invisible. Hey, hands off. All right. So anyway. All right. So I mean, like I said, we could just see this being a legitimate championship match, or it could be one of those setups. The last time you think of a match like this, you go back to Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy from 2008, where it seemed like Orton was going to legitimately challenge Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship, only for it to turn out to be that, 2009, that Orton was setting up Jeff to be ambushed for a punt in the skull, and so really there was no match to be spoken of. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this here. And guys, come on.
See all of us now, Ken.
You can see all of us. We're
And the great Ken.
right in the middle.
The great Ken looming over all of us.
Oh, where's Penn? Put Penn in there too, Greg.
All right, I lost Pen.
Oh no, not Penn. All right, so like I said, championship match next week. Be interesting to see if they could possibly go for title change, kind of change up the whole dynamic with Rollins, Ambrose, and of course the returning Reigns, who people just can't seem to stop talking about. Where's Roman? Sound familiar? Yeah, sound familiar, Simpsons fans? Yeah.
I'm more of a Family Guy.
I like them both, Ken.
I was going for a Simpsons reference. You missed that by a mile.
Which Simpsons reference?
Poochie.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves Poochie.
People should ask, where's Poochie? People should ask, where's Roman?
I gotcha. That was good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Love
I'll
it
take
when I
it.
gotta explain the joke.
It's better. Yeah, it's the best kind of jokes, you know?
Yeah, the ones you got to explain like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the big news coming out of Raw, was the announcement of the new SmackDown COO, or as Vince put it, the new SmackDown commissioner, which is odd because when you think commissioner in professional wrestling, you always think like Commissioner William Regal, the Commish Mick Foley. I mean, you really don't think like the overseers of. Overseer would actually be a better word for them, like overseers, COOs, like a more executive type title. I mean, commissioners and general managers are essentially the same thing. So, I mean, but that's just a little nitpick of mine. So anyway, Vince announced a new SmackDown commissioner, which was Shane McMahon. But that meant that Stephanie was made the sole commissioner of WWE Raw. Now, I didn't like how they kind of buried the lead on SmackDown here. He awarded Shane the role, but then he cut off the celebration and said, okay, now I award commissioner of the flagship program, the main WWE show, Raw, to Stephanie. So essentially, you had all that build up for SmackDown, and then you under promote that to promote Raw even more, even though we're already watching Raw. It kind of defeats the purpose when you got a live SmackDown coming up next Tuesday. Exactly.
I already saw promos for that.
That's what you're trying to promote is live SmackDown. Okay, so I think they should have reversed that. Announce Stephanie as Raw commissioner, and then say Shane is the new SmackDown commissioner. There you go. But then Vince kind of pointed out that while he was happy with the way things had been run the last few weeks between Shane and Stephanie, he didn't like all the glad handing. He didn't like all the hand kissing. He didn't like just the fact that they were getting along. They were trying to get along. While he knows how cutthroat both of them, Stephanie can be. He knows how much of a risk taker Shane can be. We all know how much of a risk taker Shane can be. We've seen him. We saw him at the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell. That was awesome.
We've seen him in matches. We've seen him in Last Man Standing matches with the Big Show. We've seen him in matches. We've seen him in ambulance matches with Kane. So we know Shane's a risk taker, and we know Stephanie is just about the biggest executive shark out there in WWE.
I agree.
And yet, what was she doing? She was basically just trying to smile and trying to be a nice person throughout the last few weeks. And Vince doesn't go for. If we all know Vince McMahon, he doesn't go for passive aggressive. He likes people who are cutthroat. He likes people who go for the throat. He likes people who like to shake things up, who like to compete. And that's what he's expecting by having these two as commissioner of their respective brands to really compete with each other, to go at each other. So the thing coming out of this is that now Shane and Stephanie both have to decide on a general manager to basically manage, again, day-to-day duties, make matches, and so on and so forth. Basically, all the day-to-day duties of managing either Raw or SmackDown. Now, does this really sound like they're shaking things up here? Okay, because the way you look at it, if you map out the hierarchy here, executive hierarchy here, you have 5 potential on-air authority roles. You have
lots
Vince.
of people.
Yeah.
You have Vince at the top as chairman.
A lot of leaders, not many followers.
Exactly. You have Vince at the top as chairman. Then you have Shane and Stephanie as commissioners, COOs, or whatever. And then you have the two respective general managers.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of power for those people.
Exactly. It's almost a meaningless position when you already have Shane and Steph running things, which was anticlimactic to begin with, because you figured they might have actually thrown in a twist and had someone else be Raw and SmackDown commissioners. As it is now as we move on to the WWE Draft discussion.
Dun dun dun.
Part 3 of our draft discussion. Now, our discussion moved towards like, who could we expect to be the Raw GM? Who can we expect to be SmackDown GM?
Sorry, I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan Dorrington for one of them.
Well, Daniel. I mean, if you want to go for irony, having Daniel Bryan managing Raw would be very interesting. However, I mean, just based on the news I've been hearing for the last few days, having Bryan on SmackDown, which we talked about as being more the workhorse brand, the more wrestling-oriented brand, I think would. I mean, if you want to, I mean, you like to talk logic with WWE, and we like to talk how
lack thereof, yes.
Lack thereof. But in this case, they might just go. But WWE also likes to go the straightforward route. They like They like to go on a straightforward route. They don't like to throw in any huge twists or turns here.
Well, I think they like to swerve when you think they're going to go straight and go straight when you think they're going to swerve. So whatever you think, they're going to do the opposite.
So, I mean, you'd think they would go with a swerve here. They think they would go with someone completely out of left field, but they're probably just going to go with the most obvious pick, and that would be Daniel Bryan, because he's a popular on-air He's a popular on-air figure. The crowd loves him, and again, it would be on a brand with a lot of wrestling talent, something that obviously Daniel would be very familiar with, something I think he would be best utilized for. Now, I mean, if there's another person I could see being a general manager on SmackDown, if you want to talk about like a non-wrestling type,
Paul Heyman.
yeah, you really can't go wrong with Paul Heyman. I mean,
Paul Heyman's the best. He was great in ECW, running the show, being the guy out there. What about Eric Bischoff?
running.
If you really want to go left field.
I mean, that would be interesting to see the fact that not only was Eric hired by Vince back in 2002, but then he would be hired back by Stephanie in 2016. You really want to go for a sad irony that he's been hired twice by McMahon. That actually would be interesting, considering that.
And they could recreate the brand split. The actual brand split of WWF and WWE, which was, I think, their most successful time.
Exactly,
both
because
from a rating standpoint and a content standpoint.
I mean, and who was Eric Bischoff's chief rival during his heyday as general manager?
Vince.
Stephanie
Vince
McMahon.
and Stephanie.
So again, yeah, that's actually a really good piece of irony right there.
Hey, can you say that again?
I'm sorry.
Can you say I did something good again?
You did a good job. You're good.
Thanks, Ken.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Pat yourself on the head. You're a good boy. Oh.
I gotta be nice to you this weekend.
Oh, I'm touched.
I didn't even say it's gonna be the big show yet. You know.
You just did. Anyway, all right. So, if not Eric Bischoff, then I think really I think we all know who Stephanie would go for Raw General Manager, and that would be Triple H. Just because if they're gonna just recreate the Authority here, you might as well just go. You might as well just go the whole 9 yards. Have Triple H in the GM role, and just really see that. Or just as crazy enough. The only other remote figure I could see being a Raw general manager would be Ric Flair.
I think he couldn't trust him to show up week in, week out, though.
That's true. That's true enough. Obviously, then you could just see Stephanie just stepping in whenever Rick couldn't show up. But those are really only the three people I could see Stephanie going with for Raw GM, is like Triple H, Eric Bischoff, and like it's an outside shot, Ric Flair. Because is there really anyone that we could see that hasn't been on air for a while that we could see being GM for Raw?
Nope. I don't know.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't know either. I have no idea.
We've already been through the gamut of former Raw and SmackDown general managers: Teddy Long, John Laurinaitis, Vicky Guerrero. Really, the only one we haven't brought back is Mike Adamle, and I don't think we need him back messing up any more names as it is.
Well, that guy.
Or Hulk Hogan. God.
Or Arnold Schwarzenegger. It could be either one.
Arnold.
Couldn't do a worse job running Raw than he did California. All right, but things in court have cleared up for the Hulkster, so he could very well be welcomed back in the WWE fold. I wouldn't be surprised. If they want to give Raw a little extra jolt with having the Hulkster back on Raw.
What about these guys? You can really go off the page.
Ooh, good ones.
Yeah.
Who would you vote for, Ken? Who would you draft?
How about none of the above?
Yes.
Yeah, none of the above. Thank you. All right. So I mean, I think we all pretty have a pretty good idea who we feel like could fill in for Raw and SmackDown general manager. Actually, one name that I think hasn't been tossed around as much as we like to think for either Raw or SmackDown general manager would be Mick Foley. I think Raw. I think when Mick Foley was commissioner of the WWF.
Do you think he has that much interest in coming back into that big of a role?
I think Foley. I think Mick always welcomes coming back in any sort of role. I mean, when he came back with his shaved hair and the shaved beard and the checkered clothes and the commish shirt. I mean, even if it was just for a few months, I mean, the guy was hilarious. I mean, you couldn't get enough of Foley as commission. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him in an on-air authority role. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him or Daniel Bryan, like I said, or again with Triple H, Eric Bischoff, possibly even Ric Flair. I mean, you got a couple of interesting possibilities for both Raw and SmackDown GM, but
Stone Cold.
There is Stone Cold.
Steve Austin.
I mean, he's doing. His podcast is one of the hot sellers on the WWE Network. I mean, he's got the Broken Skull Ranch show going for him, which is great. I could see Stone Cold in an on-air figure. I just can't imagine that. I just can't imagine him being Raw GM working under Stephanie McMahon. I mean, let's face facts. I mean, Stone Cold working with McMahon. We've seen years past that does not end well. But I mean, maybe him being general manager on SmackDown, I'd be all for that. I mean, maybe even we could even have The Rock as general manager of Raw or SmackDown. You never know. There are a lot of names you could really throw into the ring here for either general manager.
You thrown your hat in the ring yet? Have you thrown your hat in the ring yet, Ken?
Believe me,
The Ken Mish.
I wish I could, but I don't want to lose it. But I mean, being general manager of Raw or SmackDown, actually interacting on air.
Is that heaven on earth for you, Ken?
Yes. One small step for Ken, one giant step for the Connection.
Leap.
One giant leap for the Connection.
Attaboy.
This is an artist rendition of what it would be like.
Bum meow 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 meow. I can't help myself sometimes. All right, so I mean, I think we got pretty again. Oh, thank you. All right, so I think we got a pretty good idea going into next week. Speaking of the WWE Draft, like I mentioned last week, next Wednesday at noontime, we are going to be having the Wrestling Connection WWE Draft special, where essentially we go over all the different draft picks that were made for Raw and SmackDown. Pretty much imagine what they're going to. The championships that were drafted to either brand, what's going to be the plan going on from that point for Raw and SmackDown, where superstars go from here, the potential feuds that could come about with the draft split being official. So we'll have a lot to go over on Wednesday at noontime. But don't forget, we still will have our regularly scheduled pay-per preview this Thursday at 11 a.m. for WWE Battleground. So we'll have a lot to go over. We got the six-man war with the Wyatts and the New Day, U.S. title match, Intercontinental Championship match, another six-man tag team war with the Club and Cena, Enzo, and Katz. The triple threat. We got like a lot of 3 and 6 man matches here. the triple threat WWE Championship match with all 4 members.
Lots of good stuff.
Shield. We have a lot. We're gonna have a. It's gonna be a big week next week. We're gonna have a lot to go over, a lot to break down, and I am looking forward to every second of it.
Should we state the rules that you have to either be here for one of the 2 shows to get your championship belt?
Exactly. Now, of course, everyone remembers that following the Money in the Bank pay-per review, we had to unfortunately strip Julian Warren of the King of Pay-Per-View Championship due to the fact that he was absent for both the preview and the review. Now, the rule that I stated, which you can find on the Q&A section of the WrestlingConnection.com, is that if to order to win or retain your championship, you have to be at either the pay-per-preview or review show of that pay-per-view. Well, no, the WrestlingConnection.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the WrestlingConnection.com? Okay. Is that better, Ken?
www an actual dot and don't write an actual dot. Don't write. You know what I'm talking about. Come on. Greg, come on. I'm trying to promote the website here. I'm trying to promote the website here. Come on.
That's a great one.
All right, yeah. Thank you. The WrestlingConnection.com. Yeah, you have to be here for both shows. That's
the rule.
If you're absent for either show, even if you do win, like say you do win the King of Pay-Per-View Championship or the Big Four Pay-Per-View Championship, it'll be vacated. And even in the case of the Big Four Pay-Per-View Championship, it will be decided at the next pay-per-view, just so like it's not vacant for like another 3 or 4 months. All right. So that being said, basically,
Hey Ken, what special ability do I have?
What
for this
special?
one?
Oh,
Remem-
oh yes. We also have the special bonuses that we
I remember I didn't get one.
You didn't get one because we had.
Good job, Nick.
Thanks. I tried so hard.
All right. So coming out of Money in the Bank, there was a WK jackpot bonus for certain selected individuals, kind of like a WK lottery of sorts. Now, the way the bonuses were sorted out, there were 4 different bonuses. There was the bounce bonus, where the bounce basically means that you can force an opponent to switch a prediction that they make for a pay-per-view match. So, say I had a bounce bonus. Greg is he's making a prediction for, say, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. He picks Sami Zayn. I could say bounce, and he would be forced to pick Kevin Owens as his prediction for the match. That's how it would go down. Now you also have an extra lock, which is pretty self-explanatory. You get an extra lock. However, to keep things more spread out, you can't put the extra lock on a match that you already put the lock.
Oh, why not?
Well, then that would defeat the whole purpose of the Big Four Pay-Per-View Championship, because that's the one that you double up on points on. That's the risk or reward here. I mean, you put extra lock on, and even if you lose, hey, okay, you don't lose any points.
I see now.
So it's a way kind of, it's more like you want to hedge your bets here, okay? Like if there's a lock that you're not sure is going to work out, then hey, look at it this way. Then you got an extra lock that you can put on for a match that you're absolutely sure will pan out your way. Now there's the +1, which means that you can start out with a +1 handicap, an extra point, before the pay-per-view starts. Now the -1 basically works out the opposite. You can force any other opponent to start out with a -1 handicap going into a pay-per-view.
No, it's
Now, just to remind, going into the pay-per-view, just to remind everyone, you can also check this out on the Q&A section of the WrestlingConnection.com. Haha, very funny. You can check this on the Q&A section of the WrestlingConnection.com. That so far, Zach has a bounce bonus, which actually dates back to his victory at WWE the Payback Party Bash around the time of my birthday. He also has the +1 bonus. All right, I have the -1 bonus. Brian has the extra lock, and Greg has a bounce bonus of his own. So essentially, the four of us can really, if we all choose, we can really switch. We can really turn things around. I said Brian, not Byron.
Oh man, I thought his name was Byron the whole time.
Oh, come on. You worked with him for years. You know it's Brian.
I hope his checks went through.
I hope so.
All right. So, like I said, in case you forgot, you can always check the Q&A section of the WrestlingConnection.com for more details. So, but in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for episode 124. Make sure to tune in both next Wednesday at noontime for the WWE Draft review special, and of course Thursday at 11 a.m. sharp for our WWE Battleground pay-per-preview. Of course, check out our website, The Wrestling Connection.
Wait, what day is that, Ken? What day is the next one?
The pay-per-preview will be
Yes.
next Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, make sure to check out our website, thewrestlingconnection.com. Of course, check out our YouTube channel, Facebook page, Twitter handle @WConnection. Stay up to date with us, and we will see you all both next Wednesday for the draft review and next Thursday for our Battleground pay-per-preview. And remember, as always, be connected, get connected, stay connected. See you next week.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. The Wrestling Connection. The lovers, the dreamers,